I was looking for a couple of places today that are around here, but kind of over there. It's puzzling, but that's the fun of riding around here, is that whatever the puzzle is, it's pleasant, and you get to see nice views and stuff. Oh, I tried to fix my brakes and I greased them. Oh my God, I think I did it improperly, so the brakes don't grip as strong as they should, but they still work. Nice horses, but they will probably get grippier eventually. I gotta take it in to the shop. The people at my bicycle shop are really good, and a lot of times if it's a simple thing, they don't charge anything. A nice lemon tree. So yeah, I'm looking for this place. Been riding around a lot. You see the cherry blossoms coming out, which is good. The whole Trump thing. Oh, he's a bunch of beauties here. Wow, very nice. Hello, how are you? These are very pretty horses. My goodness. Aren't you folks good looking? Yes, you are. So I've been seeing the most wonderful farm animals these days. Lots of really cool goats and stuff, and big, large groups of sheep. And just, it's all springtime in Portugal coming alive again. A lot of flurry of activity. All the farmers are doing stuff, which is great. Oh, look at this doggy. He's gonna do his duty, get his steps in. He's gonna bark. Well, he's a big boy. Hello, big boy. You're beautiful, man. That's a lovely dog. Wow. Hola, boa tarde. So yeah, everyone's so friendly. This time of year is a very happy time of year. Although there's a lot of work. It seems like most of the farmers where I live, they get a lot of the work done January, February, March. Still a lot to do, but after a while they just have to sit back and manage the pests and stuff, and just let nature do its thing, and let the fruit grow on the trees, and then later on bring in labor to pick the fruit. It's lovely. All the trees happening. So the Trump industrial strategy is really stupid. It blows my mind that there are so many people around him that are that dumb. You don't have to bring up the Nixon shock or dollar-denominated financial assets, or the fact that there's tariff strategies are combined with all kinds of other things that need to be thought about and done. Not to mention industrialization, which requires institutions, labor, government regulation, believe it or not. Otherwise you just give it to the monopolists. That's not gonna help your pricing at all. So yeah, it's pretty stupid. There's so many, it's a thing that everybody is scrambling to figure out. When I was in China, I had lots of friends who would deal with quotas. So maybe there were quotas for garments or other things being manufactured in China. you have a contract and then somebody does something and the quota changes and you're in trouble. People are always scrambling. So there's quotas, there's trade barriers, and there's tariffs, and they all have different impacts. If you're making Sony TVs in Japan, why would you sell them in South Korea where they have good TVs? You know, maybe in China where the market's big and there's some affluent Chinese people who might want to buy a different brand of TV, but China has all the white goods it needs for its own domestic market. So the big market is America. You can buy LG or Samsung or Sony TVs in the States. Trump's talking about they'll want to buy our high-speed trains. We don't have an industrial capacity to build high-speed trains now. No one's going to buy our freaking high-speed trains if the value of the dollar goes down. We got to get rid of the dollar hegemon and figure out a better way to settle international payments. It's just not necessary. I mean, they built up this globalized trade system since the Nixon period, and it all goes to the advantage of the United States in many ways. And then these guys are blowing it up. But the fact is, whatever you think about it, globalization is going away anyway. It will have to, for a myriad of complex reasons, but in general, you have to look at material flows, stocks and flows, complex systems theory, physics, and energy, and you'll figure it out. These people don't care about workers. You know, this whole thing that Trump's doing with his idiot people amounts to a class war against everyone. So, you know, we had this thing where people come into the States for an education, or they have special visas that they can come in and work for companies, or corporations can move to Ireland and then other countries for tax reasons, as long as there are enough of the kinds of skilled labor in the population that they need. You know, there's all these things about how do you train up the kind of skilled labor you need, because why are people going to mine coal like they did at the turn of the century, beautiful, beautiful clean coal, when we have totally different machines and systems to mine coal now? I mean, let's forget about the carbon and all that. The world runs on steel and you need coal. Every car is tons and tons of coal. So, you know, we're gonna have coal, but where's the coal really coming from? I mean, China doesn't need to import American coal. Different countries import what they need from the States. Whether it's corn or wheat or other food items or things, you know, we get our raw materials from other places. So it's just stupid. Yeah, the whole thing is dumb. And that's a nice place. I'm gonna stop in here. I need some water, man. Parched. I finished my water long ago. Sabores do Moño. Looks like a nice place. Sabores do Moño. There's a little pet shop, a pet supply store. Agricultura. No, it's got foodstuffs. Man, I get shaky when I run out of water. And so Trump tells them what they want to hear, just like the Democrats tell the people what they want to hear. And depending on who you believe or how you're orientated, you vote for one or the other and you get the same result. That's because what we need to do is something very different from just the usual global trade bit of business that we're all used to and the kinds of financial markets we're all used to. There are other ways to do things, but we don't seem that interested in learning about them. I hope people get more interested in learning about different ways to do things and different kinds of markets and different types of trade that we could do in the future. But I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen because people are kind of conditioned to believe in what they're used to, and we don't really have the imagination to think of something better, and we don't really have the wherewithal to understand a better system when we see it. We just don't recognize it. It seems too foreign to us. And in time, this particular freak out will disappear, just like the supply chain shocks that happened in 2020 during the pandemic. And we'll be on to another freak out. It will never end. We will be freaking out for the rest of our lives. But this thing makes absolutely no sense. I mean, imagine this. They're putting tariffs on countries where the only thing we import from those countries is chocolate and coffee. Stuff like that. It's like, we're going to grow our own chocolate and coffee. It's going to be the greatest coffee in the world. We don't need those drug dealers anymore. We're going to grow our own coca plants, make our own cocaine. It's going to be the best cocaine, the purest cocaine in the whole wide world. Like this kind of shit, right? It's a joke. You can't do that, right? You can take your pineapple plants to Hawaii and grow your Hawaiian empire, or your bananas down to Central America and the Caribbean. But you know, certain countries produce things because they're good at it and they have the setup to do it, the industrial base and the institutions and educational system for it. Other countries have something else, so you trade, and it works. It works pretty damn good. It works good enough to kill everything off, so it works pretty damn good. You know, consumerism is a weaponized system, and it's weaponized against nature, it's ecocidal. But we could have really decent trade and all that stuff, but we'd have to go the absolute opposite direction from what almost everyone in European parliaments or whatever, governments, the EU, Washington, D.C., whatever they think, it's not going to work. So who do you vote for next time? Let's say Trump blows everything up and poor little old J.D. Vance can't get elected because they screwed everything up so bad over the next 4 years. Who's coming in? Who do we have waiting in the wings that can do something different? Nobody, because if you asked Americans to change or to sacrifice, they would kill you. You'd be assassinated. What, I can't have 5 trucks? I can't roll coal? They would absolutely go bonkers at you. If you told them you can't do this, you can't have a little thin box and use billions and billions of energy slaves to heat it and cool it. You have to insulate your house. You have to use heat pumps. You have to do different things. You have to live in intentional communities that take that value ecology in the right way. They say, go to hell, you hippie, you stupid little hippie freak, utopian, you protopian dreamer. I don't know, for me it is kind of funny. But, you know, yeah, it's, you know, you're the frog in the boiling water, and for a long, long time it feels kind of good. And then it's serious as a heart attack. All right, I'm going to go bike. I drank my water. Good boy. See ya. So this is my little balcony. Also, it's nice. We've got some guys in there having a couple beers after work. They got a TV for the game. This view is pretty cool. It's a bit of a busy road, but that's the fun thing about the tractor. Cool. That's the fun thing about riding around here is that there's cafes all over the place. If you run out of water, you don't have to worry your pretty little head about it. You can find some water in any of these little villages. They got tons and tons and tons of water. See all the tractors? Man, oh man. It's serious agricultura. Lots of action.